Shalom to all lovers of the Jewish nation, the land of Israel, the God of Israel, and His Torah. Today I will be reading to you from the book Pininei Halacha, Ha'am V'Ha'aretz, Pearls of Jewish Law, the Nation and the Land, written by Rabbi Eliezer Melamed, who is the rabbi of the community of Har Bracha in the Shomron, where I live. And today I'll be reading a section entitled The Prohibition of Surrendering Parts of the Land of Israel, and this is part 2. And the first section deals with stealing an individual's house. No king or government in the world has the right to uproot a Jew from his home in Eretz Israel. For God has given the land to the nation of Israel, and thus every Jew has a divine right and portion in the land. No government has the authority to steal a Jew's divinely inherited land and uproot him from his house, which he lawfully bought or built. Therefore, any agreement which is based on the expulsion of a Jew from his home is forbidden. The next section deals with Chilul Hashem, or the desecration of the name of God. When the nations of the world pressure Israel to withdraw from parts of the land which God gave to our forefathers and to us, our agreement to do so is a Chilul Hashem, a desecration of God, and it is a mitzvah to sanctify God by opposing any coercion against our religion. The next section is endangering lives. An important foundation concerning the prohibition against withdrawing from parts of the land of Israel is taught in the Talmud, in a discussion that deals with the laws of Shabbat and Pikuach Nefesh. As is known, it is permissible to profane the Sabbath in order to save a life, or Pikuach Nefesh, but it is forbidden to profane the Sabbath in order to save money. Therefore, the sages rule that if non-Jews came to steal money from cities within Israel, it is forbidden to profane the Sabbath by picking up weapons and going out after them to chase them away, for in this case, there is no concern over Pikuach Nefesh. All this applies to cities not situated on the border. However, if the non-Jews come to steal even something insignificant like straw or hay from communities near the border, we must profane the Sabbath, endanger lives, and set off to fight against them in order to save the straw and the hay. The reason is that if we allow them to steal straw and hay today, tomorrow they will come to rob many other communities and murder Jews. This law is recorded in the Shulchan Aruch, Orach Chaim 329:6. The sages, in their wisdom, understood that if concessions are made to non-Jews, even over straw and hay, in places close to the border, we will lose our military deterrence, and consequently, the audacity of our enemies will grow, and eventually they will want to conquer all our land and won't hesitate to kill the Jews who get in the way. Therefore, the sages ruled that one must profane the Sabbath and endanger lives in battle in order to protect the property of those who live near the border. According to this, it is clear that it is forbidden to concede to non-Jews any part of the areas of Judea, Samaria, the Jordan Valley, and the Golan Heights. Any surrendering of Jewish property near the border will inflame the lust of our enemies and is likely, God forbid, to hasten a future war. If all the military experts were to declare that if we withdrew, we would indeed achieve true peace and prevent the loss of Jewish lives, perhaps we would say that the situation has changed and that at this time there is no endangerment of lives involved in territory concessions. In actuality, however, many of the foremost military strategists believe that territorial concessions from the areas of Judea, Samaria, and the Golan Heights will endanger the state of Israel. Therefore, we must abide by the ruling of our sages that it is forbidden to concede to the enemy, even over straw and hay, in cities situated on the border, and all the more so, not to give parts of our country away. The Rebbe of Lubavitch, the Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson, would often stress this basic foundation. The Gaon, Rabbi Ovadia Yosef, ruled that in order to save lives, it is permissible to retreat from portions of Eretz Yisrael. Rabbi Shaul Yisraeli, the Rosh Yeshiva of Yeshiva Merkaz Harav, refuted this opinion in his book, Chovot Binyamin. Those who maintained that surrendering land would bring greater dangers were proven right after the Oslo Agreement, which brought terrible bloodshed in its wake. Even in Rabbi Yisraeli's opinion, if a withdrawal would clearly strengthen our control over other parts of the land, it would be permitted, but in actuality, the withdrawals from areas that were under our sovereignty, like the Sinai Desert and portions of Judea, Samaria, and Gaza Strip, only served to increase terror and weakened our security over other regions as well. Shabbat Shalom.